More than 30 people have been arrested for public violence in QwaQwa in the Eastern Free State. Residents protested violently, demanding a reliable water supply. A municipal vehicle has been set alight and several shops have been looted and buildings vandalized. The situation remains tense in the troubled Malotiapofung municipality. Roads remain barricaded with stones and burning tires. Angry protesters also demand the axing of Executive Mayor of Malotiapofung, Masichabala. Their anger has been compounded by the tragic death of an 8-year-old Musa Mbele. Musa drowned whilst fetching water from the river. Our reporter, Aphumelele Mdlalani, is monitoring that situation, and we cross now live to her from QwaQwa in the Eastern Free State. Aphumelele, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on SA Today. So we understand the situation is still relatively volatile in the area.
Indeed, Balisa, the situation remains tense and police continue to monitor. Like you mentioned, more than 30 people have been arrested so far. We've seen all the areas, all the entrances remain barricaded with burning tires and also stones. Just to give the background, the residents here have been complaining about water supply, to be specific, saying that there hasn't been consistent water supply for more than 10 years, complaining that there's many dams surrounding the areas, but no water is being channeled to their community. With me right now, just to hear more from the side of the municipality, I'm joined by an administrator, Ndate Blake. Thank you for your time. The community is saying that you have felt them as a municipality. What do you say about that?
Well, thank you for having me, and good afternoon to the viewers. Look, we do have a challenge around water supply, and this challenge emanates primarily because of the Fikapatso Dam that supplies about 85% of the population in QwaQwa is dry. It's below 10% dam level, so that creates a serious problem for us because the holding capacity of the Fikapatso Dam is 36 megaliters, and which supplies over 85% of the population in QwaQwa. So the immediate interim measures that we've actually put in place is threefold. One is water tankering. At any given day, we would have between 27 and 30 water tankers taking water, trucks taking water to the affected areas. That's the first solution. But even the 30 trucks on a good day, if we have 30 trucks, it would be on a good day, but it won't be sufficient because we've estimated that we need at least 50 to ensure that we meet the bare minimum.
But there's allegations that even these water tankers are not reaching all the community here in QwaQwa. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, no, there have been instances where the schedules that we've actually issued for trucks to deliver water have not been implemented as per schedule, and that it would be for a variety of logistical reasons, trucks not pitching up, trucks actually breaking down. Some trucks were actually, also stopped by some community members that were unhappy for one issue or the other. But the trucks do go out on a regular basis. But the point that I want to make is that the trucks do go out, but it is not sufficient, and we are in the process of getting more. DWS, Water and Sanitation, Department of Water and Sanitation, have promised an additional 20 trucks that they will actually put online within this week. So that's the first intervention that we've done. The second intervention is around the JoJo tanks that we've installed. We've installed about 320 JoJo tanks over the 35 wards, across the 35 wards that we have within the municipality. One JoJo tank has got a capacity of 5,000 liters. So that also is an interim measure that we are currently implementing. And then the third intervention measure that we've implemented revolves around the drilling of boreholes. SABC Water drilled about 60 boreholes in 2016. Of those 60 boreholes, there's 30 that we have activated, within the past 2 to 3 months. Those 30 boreholes are also helping to provide the affected.
But surprising, Administrator, we see people like now an 8-year-old has drowned. We see people going to the rivers, but you are saying that you have put measures in place. There's boreholes, there's water tanks. Why is the situation like this?
Well, look, it is our responsibility to ensure that there's interim measures that we're actually putting in place. Those interim measures we have put in place, it is there, it is working, but it is not sufficient. It can't replace the 85% of the population that was fed by Fika Patso. Then over and above the interim measures that we've actually put in place, there's also another project of wanting to get water from Matso Dam back to Fika Patso, and there is a project that is currently underway of merging the water systems between Makwani, Arankopani and Kromet reservoirs. But that project will only be completed after a period of about 5 to 6 months or so. And once that project is completed, it will greatly help to alleviate some of the water supply challenges that we have in Putadichaba, because it will feed Mandela Park, it will feed Namapo, it will feed the industrial area and other surrounding areas.
But what are you doing to make sure that the community is getting this information that you are telling us now?
Look, we've always been communicating the information that I am communicating to yourselves. We've communicated this information to our councillors. We have ensured that this information also reaches the affected radio stations in terms of press statements that we've actually and statements that we've released. It would have been quite useful if it is that we had an opportunity to communicate this very same information that I'm communicating to yourselves to the organizers of the shutdown, so that we can actually inform them that, look, we agree there is a water challenge that we actually have, but these are the plans that we're actually putting in place. And if it is that there are any other suggestions as to what else we need to do as an administration to sustainably resolve this particular matter, that would have been welcomed, at most, instead of embarking on this action that we were not forewarned about, we haven't been engaged upon, etc.
Well, Balisa, we've heard all from the administrator saying that there are measures that are in place to make sure that supply of water to residents of QwaQwa is sufficient. Surprisingly, though, when you are on the ground talking to the residents, are not mentioning that there are constant communication. They know about this. What they are complaining about is that even the water tankers that are already supplying water do not meet their needs, of course, and also don't go to other areas. So the situation remains tense here. We are even at the QwaQwa, this is University of Free State, QwaQwa campus. It's a shutdown even here, Balisa. It's still tense and roads remain barricaded. We still see the anger of residents saying that they vow to continue with this protest until their demands are met. Another issue, Balisa, is that they're calling for the mayor to step down. So these are the issues that are quite happening. We hear on the ground that they want nothing to do with the municipality. What they want is clean water, because they say even other areas that the taps are not dry, but water is dirty.
All right, thank you so much for that update. SABC News reporter there, Aphumelele Mdlalane, reporting live from the University of the Free State in QwaQwa in the Eastern Free State. Will certainly be crossing back to her, as she has just said that the situation remains a bit tense in QwaQwa. This follows the total shutdown by the community members demanding the supply of clean water in that area. Will certainly be crossing back to her here on SA.